The Golden State Warriors are seeking to fill a need common across NBA playoff rosters, looking to level up ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. Versatile big men who can protect the rim and stretch the floor with a legitimate three-point shot helped the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers reach the finals this year and aided the Boston Celtics in their title run 2 seasons ago. Contenders like the Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State are in the market for such players this summer, and Brook Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks is a prime candidate on the free agent market. The same things that could draw the Warriors to Miles Turner could also have them eyeing Lopez, who has a more realistic shot of landing within their price range. He wouldn't be as impactful, obviously, but the 37-year-old still offers an intriguing mix of long-range shooting and close-range defending, Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report wrote on Wednesday, June 25th. While he's not versatile on the defensive end, he's still a disruptive presence around the rim. And his outside attack is aging like wine. Since the start of the 2022-23 season, he has averaged 1.8 three-pointers on 37.1% shooting. Brook Lopez good, not perfect, fit with Warriors. Lopez has been an all-star just once in his 17-year NBA career, though he's made 2 all-defensive teams in Milwaukee and finished top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting twice. The most recent occasion of each came following the 2022-23 campaign, when Lopez made first-team All-Defense and finished second in DPOY voting. That said, the Indiana Pacers played Lopez off the floor for long stretches in the first round of the playoffs this year. Indiana pulled him away from the rim, where he is an excellent defender due to his ability to cover up mistakes on the defensive perimeter, and exploited his lack of switchability onto wing-centric offensive players too fast for the big man at this stage of his career. Golden State won't be able to escape that flaw against a handful of opponents, but what Lopez can offer the Warriors based on their immediate needs significantly outweighs the defensive problems he will bring with him to their championship equation. Brook Lopez can bring more size, championship experience to Warriors roster. Lopez can offer floor spacing and outside shooting to lineups that include Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. He will also add rim protection and moderate rebounding prowess to an undersized front court in Golden State. Lopez can also offer veteran leadership as a champion in 2021, joining the likes of Stephen Curry and Green as players who know what it takes to win rings in the modern NBA. Curry and Green each won their 4th title in 2022, the year after Lopez captured his first. The Bucks paid Lopez $48 million over the past 2 years, $24 million annually, and will presumably want him back in Milwaukee next season as they try to build a team competitive enough in a bruised and battered Eastern Conference to convince 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo that there is no reason for him to demand a trade. Milwaukee's interest could drive the price for Lopez up a bit for the Warriors, as could potential interest in Lopez on the part of the Lakers, who will also likely be active in the free agent and trade markets over the coming weeks. The Kings are paying close attention to a situation playing out with their Northern California rival. Sacramento is one of the teams interested in Warriors' restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga, The Athletic's Sam Amick reported Wednesday, citing league sources. League sources say the Kings are among the teams that have interest in Golden State's Jonathan Kuminga and will be monitoring his market when his restricted free agency begins, Amick wrote. And while it appears unlikely that Kuminga will ultimately come their way, it speaks to the vision and the range of possibilities here, that they're even focusing on players of that ilk. The Miami Heat, as The Athletic's Anthony Slater reported Wednesday, also have interest in Kuminga. Sacramento, and any other team interested in acquiring Kuminga, can agree to an offer sheet with the restricted free agent, which the Warriors can match, or facilitate a sign-and-trade deal with Golden State. The 22-year-old Kuminga missed 31 games during the 2024-25 NBA season due to an ankle injury, and in 47 games, 10 starts, averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game on 45.4% shooting from the field and 30.5% from three-point range. Kuminga has struggled to maintain a consistent role in Warriors coach Steve Kerr's rotations throughout his first 4 NBA seasons, and made it clear in a recent conversation with Slater that he wants an opportunity to develop into a star player. Golden State Warriors. Find the latest Golden State Warriors news, highlights, analysis, and more with NBC Sports Bay Area and California. The first round of the 2025 NBA draft has come and gone, and the Warriors weren't a part of it at all. That doesn't mean the first 30 picks didn't have possible short-term and long-term effects on Golden State. Just look at the first 2 picks. Cooper Flagg went to the Dallas Mavericks, and Dylan Harper followed him in the state of Texas as the number 2 pick to the San Antonio Spurs. Both teams missed out on the NBA playoffs last season, but they don't expect that to be the case next year. The Western Conference always is a slugfest, and a handful of top prospects joined the Warriors conference. Barring a trade, the Warriors now will join the party Thursday with the number 41 overall pick in the draft. There still is plenty of talent left on the board, too. Here's our best guess at how the second round could play out. 31 Minnesota Timberwolves, Maxime Reynaud, C. Stanford. After shooting up draft boards, the Timberwolves take the best player available. He could play alongside Rudy Gobert because of his three-point shooting, which also would be a bonus if the Timberwolves lose Naz Reid. 32. Boston Celtics, Ryan Cockbrenner, C. Creighton. Golden State Warriors. Find the latest Golden State Warriors news, highlights, analysis, and more with NBC Sports Bay Area and California. The Celtics just sent all 7'2" of Kristaps Porzingis to the Atlanta Hawks, so now they can bring in a cheaper 7'1" center that is shooting upside, playmaking out of the middle, and smarts as someone that played 169 college games. 33. Charlotte Hornets, Noah Penda, F. Le Mans Sart Basket. The Hornets simply need as many smart basketball players as possible. Penda is still only 20, but plays with a veteran's mind, which will fit right in. 34. Charlotte Hornets, Rasheer Fleming, F. St. Joseph's. Fleming was thought to be a late first-round pick. Instead, the Hornets jump at the chance to add him and his 7'6" wingspan to a team that can use a little bit of everything. 35. Philadelphia 76ers, Bogolyub Markovic, F/C, Mega Basket. He'll need a bucket of Philly cheesesteaks to gain the pounds needed on his frame for the NBA, but Markovic is a modern stretch big whose upside might be too hard to pass up. 36. Brooklyn Nets, Johnny Broome, PF/C, Auburn. After using a record 5 first-round picks, will the Nets keep on bringing in draft picks? If so, an experienced rookie like Broome might be the way. 37. Detroit Pistons, Kobe Brea, SG/SF, Kentucky. Malik Beasley was an absolute steal for the Pistons this past season. However, he's hitting free agency, and the Pistons would be wise to add another knockdown shooter for him deep. 38. Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Proctor, PG, Duke. It only makes sense for the Pacers to bring in another point guard named Tyrese, with their own star out for the season. The former top prospect should be of strong value here. 39. Toronto Raptors, Chaz Lanier, SG, Tennessee. Lanier can go get a bucket. The Raptors roster feels like a bit of a mishmash right now, but Lanier's scoring ability can be hard to pass up. 40. New Orleans Pelicans, Jameer Watkins, SF, Florida State. The Pelicans went super young in the first round, so it's time to bring in some age and experience. Watkins averaged over 18 points his final season at FSU, though his three-point shot will have to improve. 41. Golden State Warriors, Shawn James, Wing, Duke. Consistency is key. From the start, we've been all in on James wearing a Golden State jersey. General Manager Mike Dunleavy put an emphasis on defense when speaking to reporters Monday, and James is a clone of Lou Dort. He also has improved exponentially as a shooter like Dort. James should be able to be a strong, versatile defender from the start. His physicality will translate. Will his shot? James shot 49.1% on catch-and-shoot threes as a fifth-year senior at Duke. In his final 2 years of college between Tulane and Duke, James did it all by averaging 11.0 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.2 steals per game, while shooting 51.5% from the field and 39.4% on threes. He has the size, strength, and athleticism to be in the rotation as a rookie. This is a winning player that should be hard to pass up. 42. Sacramento Kings, Ryan Nembhard, PG, Gonzaga. Unlike his older brother, Nembhard is small. People wouldn't believe he's 6 foot on a dating profile, but they do know he brings smarts, tenacity, and the mindset to shift a culture in the right direction. 43. Washington Wizards, Adou Thiero, F., Arkansas. Many saw him as a first-round talent. The Wizards would love a slide like this for someone who should be able to guard up and down the court with players of all sizes. 44. Oklahoma City Thunder, Alex Tui, wing, Sydney Kings. More talent for the champs. Tui played 2 years in Australia's NBL and impressed many at the NBA scouting combine with his overall skills and feel for the game. 45. Chicago Bulls, Rocco Zikarsky, C., Brisbane Bullets. Back-to-back picks out of Australia. There's big, and then there's the 7'4", 257-pound Zikarsky. 46. Orlando Magic, John Tunge, SG/SF, Wisconsin. The more shooting the better for the Magic, even after adding Desmond Bane. Tunge displayed the ability to put the ball in the basket over his 6-year college career, and he plays with the smarts of someone who spent 6 years in college. 47. Milwaukee Bucks, Micah Peavy, wing, Georgetown. The Bucks simply need players they can rely on. That's Peavy, a do-it-all wing that will need to prove his three-point shot is for real. 48. Memphis Grizzlies, Hunter Sallis, SG, Wake Forest. Sallis had a career year across the board as a senior. He's a former top prospect who can show why and still be a productive bench player. 49. Cleveland Cavaliers, Lachlan Olbrich, PF/C, Illawarra Hawks. Okay, Australia, we get it. Olbrich contributed to a championship team in the NBL, and maybe the Cavs want to get even bigger in the front court. 50. New York Knicks, Amari Williams, C., Kentucky. Not only is Williams a massive center, he's a playmaker out of the middle. That's something the Knicks could use. 51. LA Clippers, Cam Jones, PG Marquette. His efficiency went down last season as his three-point shot took a tumble. That felt more like an outlier for someone who averaged 17 points his final 3 years of college. 52. Phoenix Suns, Bryce Williams, SF, Nebraska. Williams is a big-bodied wing who can get to the mid-range and bury a three. He's an older prospect with a calmness to his game. 53. Utah Jazz, Dink Pate, G., Mexico City Capitans. Upside, upside, upside. That's Danny Ainge's game. Once regarded as a top prospect who became the youngest player ever in the G League, Ainge takes another swing. 54. Indiana Pacers, Eric Dixon, PF, Villanova. Some players just know how to put points up, and that's Dixon. He led the nation in scoring last season and can stretch the floor with his three-point shot. 55. Los Angeles Lakers, Elijah Martin, G., Florida. The right team will have to draft Martin, a 6'2" super athlete with a 6'8" wingspan who might be able to mold his game after Gary Payton too. 56. Memphis Grizzlies, RJ Luis Jr., wing, St. John's. Versatility and intensity. Luis brings both, and it's easy to see him compete to carve out a role in the NBA. 57. Orlando Magic, Javon Small, PG, West Virginia. Though he fits his last name at 6'1", Small averaged 18.6 points and 5.6 assists last season after transferring from East Carolina. He's worth betting on at this slot. 58. Cleveland Cavaliers, Kobe Sanders, SF, Nevada. Sanders spent his first 4 years at Cal Poly before leveling up and proving himself to be a dynamic shotmaker in a multitude of ways at Nevada. 59. Houston Rockets, Tamar Bates, G., Missouri. To wrap it up, the Rockets go and get a seasoned guard in Bates. The lefty is a 3 and D type of prospect at guard with a long wingspan and the ability to really shoot it.